Hello viewers, today I am going to discuss about haloform reaction. It is a very important reaction shown by certain type of carbonyl compounds. So all those carbonyl compounds which contain CH3CO group, that is acetyl group, undergo haloform reaction. So the essential condition for a carbonyl compound to show haloform reaction is that acetyl group should be present in it. Now let's take the general formula for aldehyde. This is the general formula for aldehyde, RCOH. Now if I replace this R by methyl group, then this is acetaldehyde. And in acetaldehyde, the acetyl group is there. And therefore, acetaldehyde will give this reaction positive. But if you replace this R by any other group other than the methyl group, let's take ethyl, propyl, isopropyl, butyl, etc., then the essential condition, that is the presence of CH3CO group, will not be satisfied by that aldehyde, and therefore that aldehyde will not give this reaction, and therefore only acetaldehyde. In aldehyde, only acetaldehyde gives this reaction. Okay. Now, what is the condition required for this reaction? This reaction is carried out with excess of halogen in presence of alkali or sodium hypohalite. Now, haloform reaction takes place in two steps. This is the step number 1, where the halogenation reaction is going on. The H is replaced by the halogen. Halogen, this X2 can be chlorine, bromine or iodine. So, the hydrogen of the methyl group is replaced or substituted by the halogen atom. So, you'll get this. Now, in the second step, alkaline hydrolysis in presence of base, alkaline medium take place, and now as you can see the product, this CX3 goes out as haloform and this part goes out as sodium salt of the acid, because this part goes out as acid, and since the medium is basic and therefore acid react with base to form salt. So when this molecule undergoes alkaline hydrolysis, you will get haloform and sodium carboxylate. Okay. Now the haloform. This is the haloform, and as I told you, X can be substituted, or X can be chlorine, bromine or iodine, and therefore if X is chlorine, then it is CHCl3 chloroform. If it is bromine, then CHBr3, that is bromoform, and if it is the X is I, then it is CHI3, that is iodoform. Now the chloroform is a colorless liquid. Bromoform is also a colorless liquid, and iodoform is a pale yellow solid. That means if the iodoform is formed, that means if the reaction is carried out by iodine in presence of alkaline medium, we can observe the reaction, we can observe that yellow solid, and hence when this reaction, haloform reaction, is carried out with iodine in presence of NaOH, product obtained is iodoform, which is, as I told you, pale yellow precipitate. So due to the formation of this yellow precipitate of iodoform, this reaction is known as iodoform test. That means we can use this test to characterize compounds containing CH3CO group, that is acetyl group, or any group which can be easily oxidized to CH3CO group under these conditions. Under these conditions means under iodine in presence of NaOH. So under this condition, this reaction condition, if a group is or can be oxidized to this group, then that will also show this test positive. And example is CH3CHOH, that is alcohol. So if we have this alcohol part, this alcoholic group present, then this alcohol will get oxidized to acetyl group, and therefore this will also show this test positive. Now I'm discussing various examples. Let's take acetaldehyde. So acetaldehyde reacts with chlorine. So it is chlorination reaction in presence of basic medium. And what is the first step? That the hydrogen is replaced by Cl. So you will get CCl3COH, and this compound is called as trichloroacetaldehyde. This is trichloroacetaldehyde. And then, as I told you, that is the alkaline hydrolysis. So this group will get hydrolyzed, and I told you there is a cleavage here. This part goes out as chloroform and this part as acid. One carbon acid is formic acid, and since the reaction is taking place in basic medium, so it is sodium formate. So acetaldehyde gives you chloroform and sodium formate. Let's take acetone and do the bromination in presence of alkali NaOH. So in presence of sodium hydroxide and bromine, acetone. So the first step is again the same, the substitution of these hydrogens by Br, CBr3. And the name is alpha-alpha tribromoacetone. Alpha-alpha-alpha means that all the three hydrogens of the same carbon atom is substituted by the bromo group. So it is alpha-alpha-alpha tribromoacetone. And the next step, hydrolysis in alkaline medium. Again, now the cleavage is here. This part goes out as bromoform and this part is acid. So acid is CH3COOH, acetic acid. And acetic acid in presence of base will give sodium acetate. So acetone under this condition, that is called as this bromoform, acetone in this haloform reaction, acetone when reacts with bromine will form bromoform and sodium acetate. Now the third example, again with acetaldehyde, but here now the reaction condition is iodine in presence of NaOH. So it is iodination reaction and these three hydrogens is then substituted by the iodine. And what will you get? Triiodoacetaldehyde. Okay. And when you do the alkaline hydrolysis, so there is a cleavage here. This part goes out as iodoform and this is one carbon acid, that is formic acid, and basic medium, so sodium formate. And this is yellow precipitate. This is a sign for the precipitate. So iodoform is coming out as yellow precipitate. So you can easily observe this reaction. Now what is the mechanism of haloform reaction? Let's see. So here the OH negative, the alkaline medium, OH negative is acting as a base. And what is the role of the base? To upset the acidic hydrogen. Hydrogens which are present on the carbon alpha to the carbonyl group. This is a carbonyl group. So this is alpha carbon. These hydrogens are acidic in nature. So when you take base, so this base will abstract this alpha hydrogen and give you this carbon ion. Now the question is why the alpha hydrogens are acidic in nature. So alpha hydrogens are acidic in nature because of the inductive effect of carbonyl group. Now let's see here. This is the carbonyl group. This is alpha carbon and the three hydrogens are attached to it. Now carbonyl group is having minus I effect. Inductive effect, it pulls electrons towards itself. Since this pulls electron toward itself, so what will happen? This carbon become electron deficient, which in turn pulls electrons from the hydrogen atoms attached to it, these hydrogen atoms. So this carbon will pull electron from this bond, the electrons are shifted towards this carbon. And therefore the loss of this hydrogen as H positive becomes easy. And therefore these hydrogens are acidic in nature. Now one more thing, when base has abstracted this hydrogen, yes. So when base has abstracted this hydrogen as proton, okay, so the negative charge will come on this carbon. This negative charge is resonance stabilized. How? This negative charge will move here and the pi electrons density will move towards the oxygen. So what is the resonating structure? Resonance hybrid. Can you draw? Yes. The negative charge comes here. So it is double bond, single bond, O negative. Double bond, single bond, O negative. So this is stabilized by resonance. This is called enolate ion. What is enolate ion? Enolate. En plus ol. En means double bond. Ol means alcohol. And on the same carbon, on this carbon, OH group is there. If H is there, then OH is there and double bond is there. So it is enol. And in the enol, the hydrogen is not there, but here there is a negative charge. So it is enolate ion. So the anion generated after the loss of the proton, that is alpha hydrogen, is resonance stabilized and therefore it is more favorable. And this is the reason that why alpha hydrogens are acidic in nature. So now let's discuss the mechanism again. So we have taken this starting material, treat it with the base, alpha hydrogen will be abstracted by this and you will get CH2 negative. Okay. And then the next step, this negative, the carbon ion will attack on this iodine molecule. So negative charge will attack here and this I goes out as I negative. So now there is a bond between this carbon and this I goes out as I negative. So you'll get this. Okay. and then again this base will abstract this hydrogen. Now this alpha hydrogen is even more acidic than alpha hydrogen present here, because here there is only the minus I effect of the carbonyl group, but here in this case, in this carbon, there is a minus I effect of the carbonyl group as well as minus I effect of the I, as you know that halogen atoms are highly electronegative in nature. So making this carbon more electron deficient, which in turn pulls the electron from the CH bond, so making the loss of H as H positive more easier. So these hydrogens are even more acidic than these hydrogens. Okay, so the base will abstract it and you will get negative charge here. Then again the similar step, the negative charge will attack on the iodine molecule, this I, and this I goes out as I negative, and you will get this. Then the next step, again the base will abstract this hydrogen. This hydrogen is even more acidic than the previous two hydrogens. Same reason, here the carbonyl group is there and two iodine atoms are attached to it, and you know that they are highly electronegative in nature, so making this hydrogen even more acidic. So replacement is very easy. So base can easily abstract this hydrogen. Okay, now this negative charge will attack here and this part goes out as I negative. So you get this RCOCl3. So this is the first step, as I told you, chlorination, bromination or iodination. Here it is iodination, that all the three hydrogens of the methyl group is replaced or substituted by I. Then what is the next step? Now here, till now, OH negative is acting as a base and its role is to abstract the alpha hydrogen or any acidic hydrogen, which is alpha hydrogen here. While here the role of OH negative is as a nucleophile and it will attack at the electrophilic center. And all of you know that the carbonyl carbon is the electrophilic in nature. So the negative charge will attack here and the pi electrons will be shifting towards oxygen. So now there is a bond between carbon and oxygen. This is single bond and O will have negative charge. So you'll get this. Is it okay? Okay, then this negative charge will come back between carbon and oxygen and this group goes out as Ci3 negative. So from here you will have just C O double bond OH and this part as Ci3 negative. So from acid from here, Ci3 negative from here. Now all of you know that carboxylic acids are very strong acids. So what it will do, it will lose proton and this will gain proton. It is having negative charge, so it will take proton and it will lose proton. So when it loses proton, it will get converted into RCO negative and counter ion Na positive will attach to it. So it is sodium carboxylate and this part goes out as iodoform. So I hope mechanism is clear. In first few reactions, OH negative, till the H is substituted by the iodo group, iodo atom, the OH negative is acting as a base. While when all of these hydrogens are replaced by the iodine atom, then the OH negative will act as a nucleophile and then you get the product sodium carboxylate and iodoform. Now, certain alcohols which can be converted into methyl ketone, that is acetyl group, I want to CH3CO group, that is also called as methyl ketone. Under the conditions used for this test also give a positive iodoform test. This I told you previously also. Now let's discuss the example. Ethanol. I think all of you know ethanol will get oxidized to which aldehyde? Acetaldehyde. Ethanol gets oxidized to acetaldehyde. And acetaldehyde we know give the iodoform test, haloform reaction. And therefore, when we take ethanol under these conditions, what is the condition? This iodine and NaOH get oxidized to aldehyde, which further gives this reaction. Okay. So how can I write it down? Ethanol first. Iodine plus NaOH gives sodium hypoiodide. Sodium hypoiodide, and this is acting as an oxidizing agent and it will oxidize alcohol into aldehyde. Okay, and then this aldehyde, acetaldehyde, undergoes this reaction, iodoform reaction, to give this part as iodoform and this part as sodium salt of acid, that is sodium formate. Now let's discuss another example, propane 2-ol. This is propane 2-ol. So when you oxidize it by sodium hypoiodide, which is generated within the reaction when the reaction is taking place between iodine and NaOH. So what is happening is that this part is getting oxidized to carbonyl group, so acetone. And we know that in acetone, CH3CO grouping is there. Either you can see from here or you can see from here. And therefore, it will undergo iodoform reaction. So this part goes out as iodoform and this part as sodium salt of which acid? Ethanoic acid. So it is sodium ethanoate or sodium acetate. Sodium acetate is a common name. Sodium ethanoate is a IUPAC name. Now, if you carried out the reaction with the methanol, in methanol, if you oxidize it, it will give formaldehyde. And formaldehyde, we don't know, cannot give this reaction because the essential condition is CH3CO group. So CH3CO group is not there, so it will not show the reaction. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everyone that the essential condition for iodoform reaction is or haloform reaction is the presence of CH3CO group or any group which on oxidation under these reaction conditions give CH3CO group. So alcohols or carbonyl groups which contains this group is giving the haloform reaction or iodoform test. Now, the importance of this reaction is that this oxidation, this is an oxidation reaction. As you can see, the carbonyl compound is getting converted into acid. So, this oxidation does not affect a carbon-carbon double bond present in the molecule. Let's see this. This is a compound. You can see carbonyl group is there as well as double bond is there. And one more thing, the important thing, that's CH3CO group, which is required for iodoform reaction. Now, you can easily name this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at 3 you have methyl group, 5 means pent. At third position 1, 2, 3 you have double bond and at second position you have oxo group, that is ketonic group. So it is 3 methyl pent, 3 ene, 2 one. So when the reaction takes place, what will happen? This part goes out as iodoform and this part as sodium salt. So COONA. Now you can again name it easily. It is acid. Sodium salt of which acid? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2. At second you have methyl. So 2 methyl, 4 carbon. So bute, double bond at the second position. So 2 enoate. Sodium 2 methyl, bute 2 enoate and iodoform. So the main part, important part is that in this oxidation condition, double bond is intact. It is not affected by the during this reaction conditions. Now, iodoform test. What is the importance of the iodoform test? We can use this test to distinguish between different type of carbonyl compounds. So in this slide, I am discussing about the carbonyl compounds one by one. Let's see this. You have acetaldehyde and formaldehyde. Now, which will give iodoform test, which will not give iodoform test? You can easily identify the group which the compound, the aldehyde which contains acetyl group will give iodoform test. So acetaldehyde contains acetyl group, so it will give iodoform test, while formaldehyde will not give iodoform test. So formaldehyde will not give. Now another example, ethanol and propanol. You can call it as acetaldehyde also. So ethanol and propanol, here acetyl group is present, here acetyl group is not present. So which of the two will not give the iodoform test positive? Propanol. Okay. Next example, pentane 2-one and pentane 3-O. Here acetyl group is present, here acetyl group is not present. So this will give test positive, pentane 2-one, and pentane 3-one will give negative test, or it will not give iodoform test. Okay. Next example, you have benzaldehyde, you have acetophenone. In acetophenone, you can see acetyl group is there, which is not there in benzaldehyde. So acetophenone will give that test positive, iodoform test, while benzaldehyde will give this test negative. One more example, acetophenone and benzophenone. Here as you can see, no acetyl group is present, while here the acetyl group is present. So out of the two, which will give iodoform test positive? Acetophenone. And which is giving negative? Benzophenone. So by this, you can easily identify that which compound will give iodoform test and which will not give the iodoform test. So now discuss for the alcohols. If we have alcohols, then how we can see that which will give iodoform test positive and which will not give. Let's take ethanol and methanol. Methanol on oxidation gives formaldehyde. Ethanol on oxidation gives acetaldehyde. So formaldehyde test is not possible. Acetaldehyde test is possible. Okay. So iodoform test is negative for methanol. Very good. Then compare the two, propane 1-ol and propane 2-ol. If you oxidize this compound, this will give you propanaldehyde, propane 2-on. Sorry, it is not aldehyde, it is propane 2-on. And here you will get aldehyde. Okay. But this aldehyde, again you can see acetyl group is present here, CH3CO, while here acetyl group is not present, and therefore propane 2-ol will give iodoform test positive and propane 1-ol will give iodoform test negative. One more example. If you have to compare the two, butane 1-ol and butane 2-ol. So how will you decide? Now here on oxidation you will get aldehyde, and aldehyde is not containing acetyl group. So this will give iodoform test negative. While what about this? Here you can see if you oxidize it, it will give you the ketone, and this acetyl group will give the iodoform test positive. So butane 1-ol will give iodoform test negative. So I think it's clear to everyone that the essential condition for iodoform test, which is the acetyl group or any group which can oxidize to acetyl group. Now this is the observation in iodoform test. When you carried out the test, when you treat the compound with iodine in presence of alkali, you get the yellow precipitate. So this is the positive test which indicates the presence of acetyl group in the carbonyl compounds. Thanks for watching. If you want to know more about the reactions of the carbonyl compounds, watch my videos on my YouTube channel. Thank you.